Good day, ma'am. My name is Jessa Megusan. I'm going to discuss my topic about the impact of globalization. Globalization refers to the trend toward countries joining together economically through education, society, and politics, and viewing themselves not only through their national identity but also as part of the world as a whole. Types of globalization: political, economic, and social. Political: the amount of political cooperation there is between countries. Economic: countries that trade with many others and have few trade carriers are economically globalized. Social: a measure of how easily information and ideas pass between people in their own country and between different countries, includes access to the internet and social media networks. Causes of globalization: improve communications. The development of communication technologies such as internet, email, and mobile phones have been vital to the growth of globalization because they help MNCs to operate throughout the world. The development of satellite TV channels such as BBC and CNN have also provided worldwide narrating avenues for the concepts and products via globalization. Number two, improved transport. The development of refrigerated and container transport, box shipping, and improved air transport has allowed easy mass movement of goods throughout the world. Number three, free trade agreement. There are four types of free trade agreements. Number one, the General Agreement on Tariffs on Trade or GATT. Number two, the General Agreement on Trade in Services, GATT. Three, Agreement on Trade-related Intellectual Property Rights. Number four, Trade-related Investment or TRIPS and TRIMS respectively. Number four that causes globalization is our global banking. Modern communication technologies allow vast amounts of capital flow freely and instantly throughout the world. The equivalent of up to $1.3 trillion is traded each day through international stock exchanges in cities such as New York, London, and Tokyo. And the number five, the growth of MNCs. The rapid growth of big MNCs such as Microsoft, McDonald's, and Nike is a cause as well as the consequences of globalization. The effects of globalization. Number one, changes food supply, and the number two, division of labor. Food supply is no longer tied to the seasons. We can buy food anywhere in the world at any time of the year. The labor, because MNCs search for the cheapest location to manufacturers and assembles components, production processes may be moved from developer to developing countries where costs are lower. Number three, the less job security. In the global economy, jobs are becoming more temporary and insecure. A survey of American workers showed that people now hold 7 to 10 jobs over their working life. And lastly, the number four, cultural impact. Websites such as YouTube connect people across the planet. As the world becomes more unified, diverse cultures are being ignored. Part 3. The advantages of globalization. Advantages of globalization: increase free trade between nations, increase liquidity of capital, allowing investors in developed nations to invest in developing nations. Corporations have greater flexibility to operate across borders. Examples of globalization: communication, recognition, trade versus aid, outsourcing, balance, exploitation, growth, poverty, environment, monopoly power, capitalism, culture, free trade, technology, the internet, shrinking world, and terrorism. And the other advantages of globalization: reduction of likelihood of war between developed nations, increase in environmental protection in developed nations. And also, if there is advantages, there is also an disadvantages of globalization. Number one is trade that control of world media by a handful of corporations will limit cultural expression. Greater chance of reactions for globalization being violent in an attempt to preserve culture. And also, if there is advantages, there is also an disadvantages of globalization. Number one is trade that control of world media by a handful of corporations will limit cultural expression. Greater chance of reactions for globalization being violent in an attempt to preserve cultural heritage. Greater risk of disease being transported unintentionally between nations. Analysis of globalization. Globalization does have problems and negative effects, but it is not going to disappear. So we need to learn how to its benefits and minimize its costs. To do that, we must understand its impact, work to remedy the problems, work to spread the benefits as widely as possible.